What fellowship can light have with darkness? I've heard a grievous thing today, that a Christian who attends church week in, week out, would dare to go pay to see a drag show. It's beyond me, but let's see how this has come to be. So what fellowship does light have with darkness? 2 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 14 tells us, "Do not be yoked together with unbelievers. For what does righteousness and wickedness have in common? And what fellowship can light have with darkness?" I've been pondering on that. How can darkness and light become one and fellowship with one another? They can't, because when you switch a light on in a dark room, instantly the darkness will retreat from the light. However dim it may be, if there's a glimmer of light, the darkness around that light will flee to a certain distance and back off. The brighter the light, the further the darkness will retreat to get away from the light. Just like the back of my van is dark now. When I switch this light on, it's light. Less of the light, the more the darkness. Get my point? So, how can they become one? Darkness and light be in fellowship with one another. The only way this can happen is if the light goes so dim. The dimmer the light, the closer the darkness gets to the light. And the only way the darkness can overcome the source of light is if the light goes out. Now think about that. If you've got a light bulb, the only way the darkness can come to the light bulb and be one with the light bulb or a flame is if the flame or the light bulb is switched off or put out. So something wrong here, brothers and sisters. For a Christian who attends church week in, week out, to go fund and pay to go watch someone who is deceived enough to dress in women's clothes, to be convinced that they are actually the opposite sex. For a Christian, a professing Christian, who is seen and known to be a church goer, to be in this environment and even pay to go watch them is affirming that person. Not only affirming the deceived person who God will judge, they're actually funding them, which will persuade them to keep doing what they're doing. So, the Bible tells us to test ourselves to see if we're in the faith. Now, if you're this kind of person that sees nothing wrong with clapping and cheering along to drag queens prancing around, and even go pay to go watch them, test yourself to see if you're in the faith. Because what fellowship does light have with darkness? None at all. Light offends darkness to the point where it backs away. So just remember that. If you're the type of Christian that ever would even dream of going to a sex club where women are pole dancing, or to go watch a movie at the cinema with sex scenes in, something like 50 Shades of Grey, which I've never watched, by the way, but I've heard about. If you're a Christian that thinks it's okay to watch these things and defile yourself, I would question and test yourself to see if you're in the faith. Because to fellowship with such darkness means you are so dim, your light has become nothing to the point where it's gone out. You're doing the opposite to what Jesus said. Let your light so shine among men that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. I'll just show you what I mean. The light from my van is on my face. For the darkness to overcome me, I'll have to dim the light to the point where I'm in darkness. So, I hope this message has helped somebody. It's grievous to me that Christians, professing Christians, well-known Christians, would put their self and yoke their self together with not just unbelievers, people that are deliberately in rebellion to God, and even line their pocket, and go and clap and cheer with a smile on their face while this poor person goes to hell. This ain't Christianity, people. So, if the shoe fits, kick it off. God bless you.